So guys, Nnamdi Kanu's protest suddenly began in Abuja today, and it was quite unprecedented and impromptu. Many people never expected it to happen this way. You could see Sowore and Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer being a lawyer, Ejimako and all that, creating an awareness with about that particular protest. Personally, I love protests that are not, being informed. Probably the protest that don't even have a date. A protest that starts organically. A peaceful protest, because when you fix a date, the enemies of the town or the enemies of the protest, the Nigerian government and all that might actually plant in some elements to come and destabilize that particular protest. So that's why sometimes this particular Nnamdi Kanu's protest, I'm actually being skeptical, but I'm in full support of it. I'm fully in support of that particular protest. So kudos to Sowore and co that actually started this thing. I'm going to play the brief video for you to listen to what this particular people said. So after that, we are going to talk about how Tinubu granted pardon to hardened criminals, drug lords, and those that were convicted. I'm going to tell some of the stories of those that Tinubu pardoned in his presidential pardon that he did last week. I'm going to tell you the level of criminal activities these people committed, and he pardoned them. But Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention. Meanwhile, Tinubu has the prerogative of mercy to free anybody. When I was telling you people that he has the prerogative of mercy, he has the right as the president to free anybody he wants to free. But in Nnamdi Kanu's case, he's forming blind eyes and deaf ears. And many people believe that the Igbos will actually support Tinubu. And Omar is telling us that we should not blame Tinubu for Nnamdi Kanu's continuous incarceration. He could imagine. But Tinubu is freeing criminals and hardening drug laws and all that. I'm going to tell the stories and some of them that Tinubu pardon, for you to see the level of decay in Nigeria. And I'm also going to talk about and also we're going to talk about how Sowore came out on Arise TV and spoke about how Igbos are being marginalized, that the laws that are meant for other Nigerians are not the same law that are meant for the Igbos. He came on national television and said, which you are going to analyze and dissect all these things here. But please, before I forge ahead and before I play this particular brief video of the ongoing protest about Nnamdi Kanu in Abuja, please, if this is your first time or coming to my channel, please, it will not cost you anything. So this particular video will go viral because these coming days will be very heated up about Nnamdi Kanu's case and all that. Just tap on the like button, like, it will not cost you anything. That's the only way you can support us. We're not asking you for money. So just tap on the like button, drop your comments in the comment section, and also do well to share this particular video if you find it interesting. And also do well to subscribe if you're not one of us, so you'll be getting updates and just like this. And also do well to equally click on the notification bell, so whenever I drop videos like this, you'll be notified from your phone that I have dropped important videos, especially on Nnamdi Kanu's case. Meanwhile, let me play the video of Nnamdi Kanu, the ongoing Nnamdi Kanu's protest in Abuja.
He's also a ranking member of Nnamdi Kanu. And to my left is the big elephant in the room right now. His name is well known nationally and internationally.
So guys, you could see what Sowore is actually doing. He's not even from this artist, he's not an Igbo man, but look at the way he's carrying this particular case on his head. If it was Atiku Abubakar, I could have said maybe he's doing it for political gains, to actually gain favor from the Southeast region. Yes, we understand, but I'm still happy that Atiku Abubakar spoke up. He's even better than some Southeast leaders that have not even spoken up about the unconditional release of this particular man that will bring everlasting peace to the Southeast region, to the entire Southeast or probably Igbo land. So Sowore is a man I know that is not doing this thing for political reasons. He might have your differences, or probably you might hate him in some certain regard. But if you see in this Nnamdi Kanu's case, he has been consistent right from the days of Nnamdi Kanu's agitation and all that. Even when Nnamdi Kanu was free, he has been a very good friend and close friend to Nnamdi Kanu, and has always been behind Nnamdi Kanu, even against and spoken solidly against his incarceration and all that has happened against him. Every now and then, Sowore is in court for Nnamdi Kanu. So you could see that his act or call for protest for Nnamdi Kanu's unconditional release is not a political move. Rather, it is a sincere move to fight against injustice in the country, to totally fight against injustice and corruption in the country. So I'm not going to waste your time. Now, let me tell you some of the stories of those Tinubu pardoned. Meanwhile, he's leaving a freedom fighter in detention. I'm not going to waste your time here. Now, let me show you. Now, Tinubu pardons and releases most wanted kidnapper being Kevin Onira, who killed former Anambra deputy governor and kidnapped Ozokeme. Mike Ozokeme, who actually represented Nnamdi Kanu's who represented Nnamdi Kanu at some point in this legal battle. You know, this particular man was the one that kidnapped him, and Bola Tinubu granted him pardon. These are convicted criminals. These are convicted, strongly convicted criminals, and Bola Tinubu granted these criminals pardon. It's not just only this particular one, no. He went ahead that the lawyer that killed her husband in Ibadan was pardoned by Ajimobi and enjoying her life abroad. This is one. There are thousands of them. There are thousands of them, hundreds of them, Bola Tinubu pardoned. This one is Mariam Sanda, attempted to murder her husband about 5 times on the same night before she finally succeeded in killing him. Now a freed woman. Major S.A. Akubo, who stole 7,000 assaulted weapons from the military and sold same to militants, also benefited from the presidential mercy. Look at the people that Bola Tinubu pardoned. Just look at. And these people will be reintegrated into society. And this is a Nigerian thing, that you reintegrate criminals. You reintegrate people that have been convicted, but freedom fighters, Nnamdi Kanu, who spoke up for the Igbos, that is being incarcerated. And whenever the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes up, you hear the presidency saying, nobody should protest, nobody should do this, allow the case to pass through the court. Meanwhile, look at them, pardoning criminals. And many people believe that these are political associates of the president, and probably they, that was why they actually freed them. On what grounds are you freeing people that committed so much atrocities? Now let me show you statistically, those that Bola Tinubu pardon, the presidential pardon, it is from statistician. It said presidential pardon and offense committed as of October 2025. These are the people that Bola Tinubu pardoned according to their percentage. Drugs related, that's those that committed drug that were in drug trafficking and co. 29.2%. Imagine pardoning 29.2% of all the people he pardoned are people that were involved in drug trafficking. That means you want to litter the entire society with drug traffickers. Unlawful mining is 24%, homicide 13.5%, fraud and corruption 12.3%, hijacking 5.8%, firearms 2.3%, robbery/theft 2.3%, kidnapping 1.8%, human trafficking 1.8%, others 5.8%. A president sat down and they brought a list of what the atrocities some people committed, and he went ahead to pardon these criminals. And many people, when you talk about the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they say, no, he must face through this, he must pass through this. But look at people that traffic drug and women. Drug traffickers, 29% of them were freed by Bola Tinubu, by the same president. And yet we expect Nigeria to be a country that works. How can a country work when criminals are being on a steady? When criminals are on a steady, being allowed to be reintegrated into the society. Remember, this started with the whole nonsense Boko Haram repentant bandits in the north, and that is why some people over there in the northern part will have the confidence and morale to negotiate with bandits and terrorists. Because if the federal government, the highest form of government, is doing the same thing, what do you expect that the local government will do? They will say, okay, fine, since our guys are doing the same thing, pardoning criminals, saying that there is something like repentant Boko Haram, placing them under salary and welfare, then who are we? Let us continue to negotiate with bandits. Remember, all these negotiations with bandits and whatever repentant Boko Haram they are doing, all these people are placed under salary. Innocent Nigerians that are hardworking cannot even afford the salary that the government is giving to these people. Remember, these people sometimes threaten the government that if the government refuses to, continue providing the welfare for them, that they will return back to terrorism. You could imagine, meaning they are not sincerely sorry. They did not even repent. This is just a form of settlement that you did to them, like settling them like one boy. You settle them, and you claim that you are fighting insecurity, and you claim that insecurity at the end of the day will end in the country. See, it is high time the Igbos come together and ask and question themselves and ask themselves some certain questions. Are we having the same laws in this country? The laws that applies to the north, does it apply to the southeast region? Does it apply? Look at the insecurity in the southeast region because of the incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu. The government knows what to do and the right thing to do to free him, but they will never do it. They know that free him will actually dose and bring down the tension and insecurity in the southeast region, but they don't want the insecurity to end. So if some politicians from the southeast region are benefiting off the insecurity in the southeast region, that is why whenever you talk about permanent solution to this, they wouldn't want to listen to you. They wouldn't even give you the listening ear. Rather, they wouldn't even give you the listening ear. Rather, they would want the insecurity to continue, because Bola Tinubu sends security votes to states with the high level of insecurity. So the more the insecurity in your region, the more you have more fronts to fight against it and in quote, fight against it. But these particular funds are being siphoned and diverted by these criminal politicians into their own private pockets. In fact, some of them use it to settle some of these bandits and terrorists across the country and embezzle some. In fact, some of them even have militant groups that are working for them. So when the money comes, they will settle them and tell them continue causing havoc, so that the federal government will keep on bringing in more money, more money, more money, more money, more money. It is a sad reality. Now imagine what Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done, recruiting more criminals into the society, bringing them out from prison, because it is called a correctional center because those people are not meant to exist among normal human beings. Now imagine some of them who have malice or who have this kind of vengeful, mindset. They will come out now and take revenge on those that actually incarcerated them, and take revenge even on the victims of those they harmed, just because they were kept there for some years, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu now free them. They will now return back to the society to cause more mayhem and more harm. It is, if they explain Nigeria to you and you understand it, know that they did not explain the country, because you are not meant, as a matter of fact, to understand Nigeria. Well, meanwhile, Sowore came out and made a powerful statement today, which I would want us to talk about here. He said that Nigerians can get away with a lot of things, but Igbo Nigerians cannot. Sowore. In this country, there is Yoruba movement that even hijacked a radio station, and we have still not heard of any arrest or trials. We must tell ourselves the truth. Sowore. He said it, that Nigerians can get away with a lot of things in the country, but Igbo Nigerians cannot. That is why a lot of people have spoken about the marginalization of the Igbos. That the laws that apply to the North do not apply to the Igbo, or do not apply to the Igbos. They are like two polarized, so they are like two polarized, laws. One for the Igbos and one for the other people. And that is why a lot of people are complaining. He said he made analysis how some Yorubas or some Yoruba movement went to a radio station and hijacked it. It is a terrorism, or is a terrorist act. But now he's saying that nobody was prosecuted, nobody was arrested. Even till now, nobody was arrested for that. But let an Igbo man dare try such thing. If an Igbo man dares, try such thing, the persecution will keep on going on for ages. In fact, thy kingdom come. This is what Sowore was actually saying here. You see, whether you like it or not, we all know that there is a marginalization against the Igbos, and that is why Sowore said something, that Nigeria as a country has an Igbo problem. That until they resolve this particular Igbo problem, that the country cannot move forward, until they decide to tell themselves the truth that we have an Igbo problem. He said it in one of the podcasts he attended, that Nigeria, as a matter of fact, there are offices or places that have memo that an Igbo man should not occupy this position or occupy that particular position. It is the truth. Sowore is not an Igbo man. He's a man that has actually seen Nigeria in and out. So if he's coming out to tell you these things, it means they exist. There is Igbophobia in the country. There is Igbophobia in the country. And when these people say, okay, fine, since people don't want us, allow us to go, no. Or you give us equal share, no. You just want to keep on trampling upon them, marginalizing them, and intimidating them. It literally makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. When one law applies to the North, another law applies to the South, or especially the Southeast region, it literally makes no sense. I remember when Tinubu wanted to be the president in 2023, some people came out and beat their chest and said that an Igbo man cannot be the president. Does it make any sense? In a country called that, you believe that everybody is a citizen. But some people, a large number of people from the North and other areas will come out and say Igbo man cannot be the president. So you people don't love the Igbo, but you still want them to be part of the country. If you don't love them, fine, allow them to go. It's this very simple logic. Or you give them a fair share so that they have that particular sense of belonging, that okay, fine, this country is ours. Other than intimidating them and not giving them a sense of belonging, what do you expect them to do? They will agitate, and that is the issue of Nnamdi Kanu and others that are actually agitating, because they believe that they are not being given equal fair share and equal representation. Imagine since 1999 that they returned to their so-called democracy. How many Igbos have actually been the vice president? I'm not even talking about the president too. I'm not even talking about the president. I'm talking about even the vice president. None. So to me, it literally makes no sense. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. And if you enjoy what we do here, and if you're a fan and if you're a supporter of the protest about the release of Nnamdi Kanu, do it to subscribe and drop your comments in the comment section and type freedom for Nnamdi Kanu. See you guys later, and do it to subscribe and like this particular video.